Hey guys, this is Sean Kelly. So the reason I'm making this video is I just got back from the Driving Sales Executive Summit. And it was a really good time because, well, I got to stay an extra day. Usually we go to these conferences and we come home right away. I got to stay an extra day because of the flight itinerary. And the reason I'm making this video is because while I was there, staying an extra day, I went to the Penn and Teller show. I've always enjoyed those guys, even ever since I was a kid. I really got a kick out of Penn's sarcasm, and I like Teller because you know, he never talks and he's silly. Anyway, I always wanted to see their show, and I found out they were one of the premier shows in Vegas, actually, one of the premier magic shows. So I said, hey, we got an extra day, guys, let's go. So we went to the Penn and Teller show, and while I was there, I had a great time, and I found out, which you're going to see by the end of this video, if Teller talks, you'll be able to decide if he does or not. But I learned 5 really important business lessons while I was there, and I want to share those with you because I'm always trying to find areas where I can improve and reinforce all the things that I teach people and coach people around. So first and foremost, when we got into the show, Penn talked about how their show changes every year, actually monthly. Sometimes they'll do different shows throughout the entire day. And I just thought it was interesting because these guys have been doing magic for decades. You're talking like 40 years been doing magic. And literally their show today is completely different than it was even 6 months ago. Now you'd think these guys would be set in their ways and this is how we do it, but they're always trying to evolve and grow. Just like you guys need to as salespeople and managers, we always have to be improving our methodologies. If we don't, you know, if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always gotten, right? Well, I think I take that a step further and say if you don't evolve and you do what you've always done, you'll get less than you've always gotten. So we've always got to be changing, adapting, and growing just like they do. Another thing too that was really cool, at the end of the show, Teller got up and he talked about their 2-man show, right? And he said, our 2-man show takes this massive team. He thanked everyone from the receptionist who answers the phones to the security guards, and he talked about how it takes this entire team for this 2-man show to be successful. And he thanked everyone. And my buddy Jim Taylor over at Lexus, the Chattanooga Toyota, he thanks everyone too. It was funny because I was talking to him last time he visited the Drive Centric headquarters here. And Jim Taylor told me, he goes, man, just make sure you always thank all your employees. So think about that from a sales manager standpoint. Are you thanking your employee for all their hard work? Your car salesman, they put in so much effort every day. Are you thanking them for what they do? And then as a car salesman, are you thanking all the people that help you be successful, from your managers to your office staff? Are you treating even the porters with respect? Because everyone brings value to the team, and you're not a one-man army, okay? So everyone's part of the team, and guess what? Even your customers. Without your customers, you would have no business. So make sure you thank your customer as well and appreciate everyone. That's something I learned from Penn. Next, it's kind of funny. We were leaving the show, and I'm with this guy named Steve. He's the VP of sales here at Drive Centric. That's actually him right there. Not someone you want to go to Vegas with. You'll end up doing karaoke till 2 a.m. But here we are, I'm with Steve, we're leaving, and we're talking about hundreds of people in this audience. We're leaving this, it's no small venue, right? So we're leaving the show, and I see these masses of people in 2 different locations taking pictures, taking selfies with Penn and Teller. And it was unbelievable because these guys have been doing this for a long time. You know, they're very successful. They're charging $100 a ticket. They're doing quite well for themselves. But they took this time to sit with every single person that wanted to, and I'm talking every single person got a selfie with them. They autographed every single card. I mean, that is exceeding expectations. Guys, don't do the basics just to get by. If customers expect, and what do they expect? Your customers, your employees, everyone expects 5-star service. That's the expectation. So if you're just doing 5-star service, you're just meeting expectations. We have to exceed expectations. One of my buddy Velko, he talks about, he says, what do you overpromise and overdeliver, right, Velko? Do that, okay? Exceed expectations, or just meeting the standards. Now, so now I'll show you this video here in a second, but this is the next lesson, which is the 4th one from this whole thing, which is if you don't ask, you won't get it, okay? And that's us in sales. We've got to always ask. Wayne Gretzky said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, okay? So here we are, we're in line to see these guys, and there's a big bodyguard standing there next to Teller, and I know Teller doesn't talk. Well, Steve always does these live with Drive videos where he gets people to say, we're going live with Drive. You know, that's how he brands Drive Centric. So we're standing in line, and I joke with Steve, I said, hey, you should get Teller to do a live with Drive video. Thinking to myself, there's no way that Teller would ever do that. Well, Steve says, yeah, that's a great idea, and he takes it seriously. I'm like, no, Steve, that's a bad idea. Number one, there's this big line. Number two, there's a big security guard that'll punch you. Number three, Teller doesn't even talk. You're not gonna get him to do it. So anyway, so Steve he goes ahead and he asks anyway. So I'm gonna let you watch this, and then we'll cover the last and most important lesson, business and sales lesson that I got from the Penn and Teller show. But let's go ahead and watch this, and then you can decide for yourself if Teller talks.
Hey, check out this guy. We are live with Drive with his buddy Sean.
What it boils down to, guys, is that Steve asked Teller, hey Teller, will you do me a favor? Will you be in a video? Will you just say live with Drive with me? So Steve literally hands Teller the phone. Teller films it, and look at this though. When Teller goes to say live with Drive, maybe, unless I edited that in, I'll leave that up to your imagination to decide. When he says this, he actually lifts the camera up, and you can only see his nose and up. So what is that? That's his brand, right? Teller doesn't talk on camera. He never has, and he never will. He is protecting his brand. Think about it. What is your brand? Are you protecting your brand? We all have a brand. It doesn't matter if you're Teller or you're Apple. You've got a brand and you've got to protect it. Are you energetic, enthusiastic, exciting? Are you supportive, caring, and nurturing for your customers? What is your brand, and are you living by those standards? Do you hide your face when it's time to talk on the camera? Because that's Teller's brand. I want you to learn from Penn and Teller. Go see their show in Las Vegas. It was amazing, really fun. And always try to take these good lessons with you wherever you go.